be talking through this 8-game slate. That's a wild one, and we have the $1 million, and we've got probably the most important Q tag in a game that's going to be at 10 Eastern, and it seems to be a legitimate Q tag, even though Giannis went through shoot around, and he didn't feel good though during shoot around. And then we have the most popular player who can't breathe apparently. Has to use a tube. Campaign. He had to use a tube to breathe. This is a little.
And we might have the most popular player on the slate starting at 7:00.
Mo Wagner?
I was going to say Goga.
Or that's the problem, though. Would you even do that?
I don't know. I just don't know. Well, let's first see if the Carter's playing. Right? It's like.
But the only problem is I guess if Goga starts, it's kind of hard.
It starts at 3,200. I mean, like.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I was thinking also for Wagner, but they do have both of those guys. So
there was some other bit of baloney that was going on. No, there was something with like, was there like a Detroit thing with the bigs or something? Was there? Hang on. Detroit even play tonight?
No, that was it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. There was something about. Oh no, it was Washington, who would be starting because Bagley is out, so maybe Rashard Holmes might start at 3,800 or something.
Wait. Oh, I'd like to see a start. I guess we'll get the starting lineups for this.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's like sneaky little baloney that's happened. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they just make it easy on everybody to start Kuzma at the 5 or something. But what if they start Emma Rory or something at 3K? I mean, like,
right. No, I mean it's a real thing.
Demi could play the 5. He has to.
Yeah.
You know, and part of it depends on if Orlando doesn't have any that many bigs, then maybe Washington doesn't even have to. You know, like I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And it's all at 7:00.
I'll tell you this: I'm not going to play him in my big buy-in, at least as of right now. But Bilal Coulibaly is going to have a good game tonight.
Okay.
I just don't have the spot for.
What kind of game is George Yang going to have tonight?
You know what? I've actually got personal info on that one. I don't know what kind of game he's going to have, but I do have a friend who knows him well. To say the least. I don't know. It really, I'm curious to see what they're again starting lineups. My plan was to wait till later games and skip the first one. But if Carter's out, depending on who starts for Washington, I think that there's definitely some possibilities you could use in that first game.
And I wonder if Jaren Jackson Jr. is playing.
Yeah, I don't think so I don't want anybody on Memphis, even if he doesn't probably. I mean, I guess you could force in some plays, but I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is a really good play.
Yeah, he is.
And it's a nice run back for
it's a much better play if he actually plays. So we have to watch that.
Right. I look, Payne makes just too much sense right now for me not to play him, assuming that he does, start and that he can breathe and we don't hear anything. I think Oubre is the guy I'm just not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna fade him here. I think I'm gonna play those two guys pretty much regardless. I know I'm playing something from Cleveland. I actually thought I'd be more, but Garland is getting lower ownership than I think he should be. Now I understand why, but because the guard position is so loaded, like I was saying before. But like, it's interesting. So those are the guys like that are the chalk that I'm eating. What are you finding?
I have a couple more guys I want to ask you about. So
Samanic too.
Yeah, so like Utah stuff. So Samanic, and then Chris Dunn maybe at 4K. Because Conte George is out.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he's another one that I'm currently playing.
You know what I do like? I do like there's a lot of out guys, not as many questionable guys. At least I can see what's going on here.
It's just the big question is the Giannis, because I'll probably lock in Dame and maybe Portis as well.
Yeah, I'm actually getting Dame in some lineups already, which is good. You know what
I've
I
got
mean?
a great argument for Dame too tonight. It's completely like he destroys in the Bay Area. He's from the Bay Area. He always has talked about it. It's his favorite thing in the world to do, and he also loves the personal stuff with Steph. Like I think he's a good play anyway at low ownership. The problem is I also think De'Aaron Fox, who just destroys the Lakers all the time,
Yeah, I like Fox tonight.
is a great play. So I currently have my spend ups in my big lineup that it's not, the non chalk is Fox and Davis. They're still going to have some ownership, but I really like both of those plays a lot. Dean Wade is the other one that's a questionable one. Look, if he starts, I hope they find a way not to start him so I can justify not playing him. I think he's going to start. This guy just like he has upside. He led them back from their 22-point deficit. He was only playing because the game was a blowout. They were down 22 with 9 minutes to go last night against Boston, and they beat them. And he was the reason why. I don't expect him to make 6 threes again, but at the same time, like it's a great matchup. If he's starting, he's 3,200. I have Samanic ahead of him, but that might even, might be a little speculatively wrong. I just like that Samanic's game starts later because if I want to have 4 shiftable spots late. So that's why the Fox Davis, because if Giannis is out, I can then build a lineup I really like with the 2 Milwaukee guys and still leave my other stuff. And, so my idea was to have 2 Utahs and, 2 of the spend ups from the later game. So in case of the Giannis news. But I have a feeling we're going to hear about Giannis sooner than later. That's just my guess.
Because of the national televised game stuff?
Yeah.
So if we're worried about the breathing tube, is it going to be Jeff Doughton season?
Yeah, or Ricky Council.
Or Tre'Quavion Smith.
Tre'Quavion Smith, yeah. Well, what's so weird? You're on such fire right now. Just the fact that you mentioned Tre'Quavion Smith's name yesterday is probably means he wins somebody $1 million today.
Right.
I think Giannis is probably going to play, but I still think that Lillard is interesting. And I also think that James Harden is interesting. Look, I'll buy a narrative. I think it does matter in certain cases. I just think Harden's going to play a little bit more of a passive role. We see the exaggerated on both sides of this all the time. And I think Lillard playing there is a thing. And I think he feels good. He's got his 40-point game underneath his belt. He's feeling better. I don't know. I feel good about that as just a get different spend up, but I don't think I can pull the trigger in the 2,500 with that.
And aside from that, we're just waiting on news, just like we do in the NBA, I guess.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Because the one I'm really struggling with Tobias Harris.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna play him. I mean,
yeah, I'm just trying to think. Like in my one big buy, I kept landing I actually thought that Jaren Jackson Jr. I think they're close and they're the same price.
That's true.
Yeah. Brendan asking a good question about Okoro. Like I'm not getting there at this price, but I'm not going to fault anybody for playing anybody on Cleveland pretty much. Like I just think you could make a case for a lot of guys there. Obviously they're missing a ton. So yeah, play Okoro. I think it's fine. I personally didn't get to him just because I really like the Philadelphia stuff. And I think the price is a little higher, and I like Garland and LeVert. LeVert's a great play, by the way, who's going to be overlooked today. I don't know why he's exactly. I understand his minutes fluctuate, and they get frustrated with him defensively at times. In a game against Atlanta, if he gets his minutes, he could go nuts and put up 50 or 60 in fantasy points in this game. This is the kind of matchup where he can just go nuts. So
why does a team with DeJounte Murray on it the worst defensive team in the NBA?
DeJounte Murray played with Trae Young, and since Trae Young's been out, their defense has been much better for one thing. Okay. But the bigs have had trouble. Capella's just old. He plays old. He's not actually old. He just plays like an old guy, and that's why centers have been killing them this year. They can't rebound. They're one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. And when they went from one of the best rebounding teams in the league to drop into the bottom half. Sorry. Dean Wade or Simonic, the better value play is a question. I would say that right now I have Simonic, and it's a lot because of the game start time. And like I said, in case we do hear any news later in the day. And by the way, it's not like we wouldn't hear news that we didn't even think of. We've had that happen so many times this year, especially in the winter with all these illnesses. The guys just get sat out and you don't even see it coming. De'Aaron Fox the other night was actually, they put him as probable, and then he was, after the second game's locked, he was announced out. Anyway, yeah. So Dean Wade or Simonic. I just have Simonic. You haven't run your builds yet, obviously.
I have, but
oh, you have. So what would you have right now?
Right now, I have like 75% pain.
Okay, and then between Wade and Simonic.
About a little bit more of Simonic, but like 40% each.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
But I have a lot more Chris Dunn. I have like 48% Chris Dunn.
I have a lot of Chris Dunn as well. I'm not playing the max entry thing. I just want to focus on the big one. Yeah.
And I'm sort of like with the field. I think on LeVert, I have like 15% of him. I should have more. I think. I have Garland. What do I have on Garland? Like 30%, something like that. I like 25% Merrill, by the way, tonight. I'm kind of into that.
Yeah, I just want to say that he's going to be chalky. Like,
oh, he's going to be chalky again?
I don't think you're going to be against the field at all. Yeah, with Struss and Mobley out, like they're just going to assign him more minutes. He's playing plenty of minutes, and it's also a great matchup.
Yeah, I guess.
So I actually think he's going to be in the 20% range.
Maybe you're right.
But although things could change, which once we hear who's starting in this first game. And that was the question: if Goga would be a must if he starts. I don't think he's a must by any means, but likely I would probably end up playing a decent percentage of him.
We don't even know. Do we have the news if Carter himself is out yet or no?
No. And the fact that it's the announcement was game time decision.
Oh, please give me a break.
Yeah, I know it's ridiculous. Him being out, though, I just think that there's a chance it could be like if Wagner starts. I think that's probably like, I don't know. I'm interested in. I don't think they would start Wagner. I think they would start Batadze. Just weird for a guy who's basically not going to play to maybe change the slate. And
is it possible that Is it possible that Godse starts and plays 16 minutes?
But also, yeah, that 100%. And by the way, they've played Paolo at the 5. Paolo is Paolo played at the 5 in the freaking Olympics.
And I'll tell you this: that if Washington, just doesn't play ball and they just play Kuzma at the 5, then why wouldn't Orlando just keep?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. And again, it's the first game, so it just feels like naturally I want to fade it. That's why my Koulibaly, I think, is a terrific tournament play. Without the bigs in, we've seen him have really, really good numbers early in the season, and they've had their bigs. They've had a big healthy Bagley, and now they don't have one. Especially if Holmes doesn't start. Koulibaly's he's like the next generation's Josh Hart. He's going to be that rebound. Not tonight, I'm just saying he's just a kid now, but that's the kind of player that he is, and maybe a much better version. All right, thoughts on Chris Dunn? You have a bunch. I've got a bunch. That's where we are.
It's also sort of Chris Dunn revenge, sort of.
It is absolutely. It's unfortunately the game became a much worse game. I bet the under in this game actually today.
I like that under play actually
because it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I mean, all that happened with Keontae George out, the defense actually gets. I mean, he's going to be a good defender, but I'm just saying, Chris Dunn is one of the elite defenders in the league.
Yeah, I mean, every game Chris Dunn is in is kind of an underweighting to happen.
Yeah. Which, by the way, with that news, I lost my interest in the Kobe White play, and Vucevic would be the guy I would use if I was picking one now. Because I don't want Chris Dunn guarding. That's just annoying. Anyway, see, that's the thing. So this is a great question from MJ. So I really like Clarkson and Sexton. For some reason, I have Clarkson a little bit higher, because I think maybe the forward eligibility is the reason. I guess that is the reason. But I really love those plays at low ownership. I think they're terrific plays. And I don't care whether Jordan Clarkson starts or not or whatever. I know he started the second half last night. I actually would prefer that he doesn't start, to be honest. And these guys are going to be low owned. I'm telling you, I really like those plays. And I also think if you're not playing either of those guys, then THT is a 3,900 guy. Like we talk about a lot of the value plays, and THT will have ownership, but like Sensabaugh is going to get you like 20 something, whatever. Chris Dunn is going to get you like 22 or 23 or 24, somewhere around 25 maybe most of the time. Taylor Horton Tucker might put up 50, but he also might put up like 10. Maybe that's what I do. Maybe I play THT instead of Simonic here. That works. Oh, no, I can't. Position eligibility got the best of me. Damn it. Yeah, that's really annoying.
I agree. Someone's chiming in saying, I hope that Wendell Carter plays because I don't need this Goga nonsense. I agree with that sentiment.
I'm 100% with you. If you're stacking Cavs today, Jalen Johnson, everybody on Atlanta is a sneaky run back. I didn't get to them in my builds, but I totally support it. There's just going to be a lot of good plays tonight.
Oh, yeah. I like the Jalen Johnson play.
I always like him in general. You're biased, too, because he wins. Every time you play him, you win something. Maybe it's a sign, Sheets. Jalen Johnson, Traquavion Smith for the wins.
Traquavion Smith. I'll tell you something. Just between you and me, I will not be playing Traquavion Smith in anything that's more than $4.
What if he starts?
Then I'll be playing him in the 2,500.
I think I will be as well.
Thank you.
Wendell Carter Jr. is out. Okay, so we need starting lineups.
Sigh.
I don't even think this is as big a news as I think I'm going to treat this with less than maybe the field is going to.
Well, at least it's 6:15 and not 6:55. Right, that's good.
Yep, that's true. We have plenty of time.
Okay, well, Carter out does not mean we know who's starting, by the way.
It does improve.
There it is. Goga is starting. All right, well, we know what it is now. Goga is starting, and he's going to look like a good play. That's just the way it is. I mean, you don't have to play him. Maybe you do. I don't know. I'll have to see.
Jesus Christ.
I was kind of liking what my builds look like without him, if you want to know the truth.
Me too.
I was playing stuff like Jared Allen at center. You know what I mean? Like
Anthony Davis for me.
Yeah, something like that, or even, Sengun maybe. That's a good play.
Yeah.
Or maybe Vooch if you're feeling a little saucy, but Goga was not on my bingo card at like 3 o'clock this afternoon. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I just find that kind of irritating.
Yeah. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a power forward eligible. You could just close your eyes and just don't play Goga. I mean, it's certainly possible. But
yeah, why not? Ugh, leaves some of my builds in very strange places. Yeah. Giannis over here. Okay. So guys, we'll wait for the projections to update before we do anything.
Well, so if Goga starts, so Mo Wagner is going to be coming off the bench, getting 20s.
Maybe. I don't think that we have to do this. I don't know. I'm gonna certainly get my Wendell Carter out.
Yeah, I don't think I'm playing any Wendell Carter. That's.
Let's do.
Did I have any Wendell Carter? I don't even know if I have any Wendell Carter.
All right, let me try.
Carter out, and I did not have any of him. And we do have they're right in there with the starters, the Saberson. They're not in there with the projections yet, but definitely in with the starters. Anthony Black starting. I think we knew that, right?
Yep.
Jalen Suggs, Goga, is 0 right now. What do you think he's going to project at?
20?
I mean,
Probably that's what they'll do. 18 to 20.
A little more, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, let's do a quick look and see.
I actually did have some Carter in this one.
Start 7:27 to 2:27. He's starting Sunday again. So last time he started, he played 18 minutes and had 16 fantasy points.
What did he do?
He played 18 minutes, had 16 fantasy points.
It's not going to be good enough.
Carter was out before, but he also put up some bigger games earlier this year, like a lot of the 30s.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to play him. I almost rather play either neither of them or maybe Wagner, but
Banchero.
just play Jared Allen. You know what I mean? Like it just.
Yeah. Man, I really don't like some of my builds now.
Jared Allen, Sengun, play those two. Play Vooch. Vooch against whoever Utah's playing against him, against Simonik or whatever. Isn't he going to score for like 50 plus?
Samanic?
No, Vooch, I mean.
I think it's a good chance, but it doesn't feel like a guarantee to me. I actually don't. I'm lower on the Vooch. I know I have Vooch. I just am not playing him. I've decided not to play him in the big one, I guess.
Okay.
At least as of right now. Something could change my mind.
All right, so wait, let me just think again. So we need the Washington center. We need that.
We need to know who's starting for Washington, and we would like an update on Goga.
Well, Goga's starting. Oh, we need this projection up there. Right.
A projection, yeah. I think I'm probably going to fade it.
The Goga?
Which is my natural thought is that I might fade it. I don't. They have so many guys that can fill that role, and Washington. We don't even know who Washington's starting yet. I mean, Goga versus Rashawn Holmes. Are we going to do that? Like, that's weird. So now you've got guards and center loaded.
And you watch Goga and maybe it'll be the game of chicken. Maybe Goga and Holmes, like neither will close the fourth quarter. It'll be like Banchero against Kuzma at like the 5. You know?
Yeah. Man, weird. I really think it could turn into just being Banchero. That's my personal take.
Yeah, that's something you could do. You could play, lineups with neither of them, or not with both of them, Holmes and Goga, or neither of them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they start Holmes.
Yeah, I mean, because they can play even Avi at the 5.
Yeah. And I mean, Kuzma plays the 5. Like, it's not like he's done it plenty of times for them. Okay, so wait, I should.
Let's see any update yet. Let's see. I'm afraid to look. You watch. Sim always does this. They'll give you put them at 30. You know what I mean?
That'll be the initial one, yeah.
Well, they got.
But the thing is, they have other guys they have to get minutes. Like, they're going to get minutes for Markelle Fultz, for Cole Anthony. Obviously, most of those will come from Black. Mo Wagner is going to play his minutes, as you mentioned. Caleb Houston, who was initially projected to start today before they went to Black, he's going to play minutes. Joe Ingles is going to play minutes. The problem is it's Washington with no size, and that feels like a double-double, automatically for somebody.
Right.
If he does get, yeah. Yeah, we don't want the 16 to 17, Brandon. You're not playing him for 16 to 17. You're playing him, you're playing because he might get 28 or 30. Mo could get extended run. It's totally possible. That was my first thought, before, if they played Banchero, if they started Banchero at the 5 or something, I probably would have thought about Wagner off the bench.
And one place has him what, 25 fantasy points in 23 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big projection. I'm upping mine to 22 is where it's going to even out at or something. Yeah, I think I mean, God, it feels so. It's one of those where you feel so stupid if you don't do it, and it happens, and you feel. Yeah, so SaberSim has him at 23.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Allen's a good play. I don't know what they're gonna really come up with here. I'll do some builds and see. Let's pull up. Let me see this. Let me see what these guys have. So you're telling me 23? Let's see. We still don't have the Washington one yet. I have the feeling whoever starts. Why do I not have? Wait, why don't I not have these projections up yet? Okay, wait a minute. Oh, I just have to refresh the slate. Okay. And there he is at 23, and 51% ownership. All right, that's what it should be, if given that projection.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna end up and Bill's gonna end up with 100. And you're just gonna, you have to choose whether that's what you want to do. That's really it.
Yeah.
I'm inclined. I'm inclined to not do it if you want to know the truth. But
yeah.
It's an early game. Things don't go your way. You could always scramble.
Mm-hmm. There could be news.
Could be news. But if he puts up 30, then okay, I'll play Sengun. Hope he gets 80 again at the position. Like whatever.
Right. Lillard.
Oh yeah, we're still waiting. Yeah, we're still waiting on what's his name.
Giannis, yeah.
Let's see what these have.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably figure out my build. Still a Lakers fan is LeBron or AD night. Oh, I'll go AD, but I think that they're very similar to me. But AD is the center eligibility, so maybe now it's more LeBron.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was really these guys have 23. So yeah, this looks like a pretty consistent 23-ish point projection across the industry.
What happened in that game against Atlanta?
Just have to play them. I don't know. I'll do some builds and I'll figure it out, I guess. Something about the early game, I just don't feel like playing it. You know what I mean? But then again, projection's tough.
And he got killed by Atlanta last time he started, and he got basically taken off the court.
Who did?
Goga.
Oh, by Atlanta, though. He's not.
No, it was last time he started.
Right.
I'm just going based on what I can do with the team he's got around me. This is tough.
These guys have 23 points.
Sheets' projections are under the projections page, MJ.
And
for some reason,
they're going to be updated in about 5 minutes.
They didn't transfer over, so check for them in that page in 5 minutes. We'll get that figured out where they transfer over to SaberSim. Yeah, it's kind of annoying about the Wizards lineup not knowing. I'm going to probably get out of here so I can finish my build.
Yeah, so for those who didn't listen, so I'm going to be on it at 11 to sweat whatever there is to sweat. the very least, we'll pull up the lobbies and have, root for somebody else and talk. And I'll talk about some PGA builds and stuff. Dude, I can't believe people are actually like trying to like talk themselves into the fact that Minwoo Lee is not going to be as highly owned as people think. It's freaking ridiculous. They're like, well, people are going to just get off and play Van Rooyen. You watch Minwoo Lee do with 13%. Okay, you'll see.
I don't think
it's
so.
Going to be 42% in the 555. That I can almost promise you.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be 27 or 28.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I tend to agree with you here. Utah. I don't need to play John Collins. Actually, I kind of do want to do this. No, let's do that. Sexton Collins. Okay. Maybe I can just hang out for a minute because I really only have one decision to make whether I want to play this Goga or not.
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
There's really nothing else.
So we can take a look at the. It looks like 51% ownership seems to be where I'm going to get to. There's no way I'm going to have 51%. I think I'm going to have like 100 or like less than 50.
Yeah.
It's going to be a freaking 100. Well, you know what? Then I won't have to worry about it. We'll play 17 minutes, score 14 fantasy points, then I'll get mad.
Yeah. Let's do that, actually. Let's play. I'm going to play, what's his name? And I'm going to do different things. I'm going to play. Okay, I'll play. I really want to play Şengün over Vooch.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, what's so bad about that?
No. It's just, yeah, you're right. There's nothing wrong.
Well, we need Washington. We need, you know what? It'd be nice to have Jaren Jackson Jr. news.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have.
By the way, I did want to mention, I think that Anthony Simons is an incredible play too. It's just too many guards. I really love Anthony Simons, like upside tonight. There's as much upside as anybody except for like Giannis on the slate. Like he can, or almost as much, He has an incredible opportunity if they can stay close. It just means he's got to get hot, but he's got the license to shoot like 30 times tonight. So I really like Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, and I kind of, I was getting to a little bit on the other side. I was getting a little Chet, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to get owned at all. I mean,
yeah, I like that. I have no issue. I am totally with it.
The game could totally blow out, and all the aforementioned could be dead. I mean,
right. I'm going to play Koulibaly in one of my FanDuel builds. I just have a feeling. Ugh, what a place it leaves me. I hate this.
Yeah, you hang out for a minute. I'm just updating my projections here onto the site, and I'll do a quick build, and at least I'll let you know what I'm getting from SaberSim in my build. Although I could probably guarantee what it's going to be before I even run it. But all right, so the projections are up. Now I will run what I have. It's just going to be 100, isn't it? Annoying. I'm going to be so happy if it's not 100 of the Goga, but 3,200 at 23 fantasy points is rough.
I know.
Let's see. All right, let's see. Paolo's the one that's going to get 60, right? That's the story.
I'm going to play Wagner instead, also, on FanDuel. Their prices are a little closer.
It's going to be. We should play Paolo and Kuzma together. I like that idea. Just like all the centers are off the court in the fourth quarter.
I think that's totally reasonable. I mean, they're both reasonable plays anyway. Like, I have no issue with that.
All right, so I'm trying. It's going to be 100 or more than 100. We'll see. It'll be like 10 seconds. I'll have the answer. Although I had the answer as soon as the projection came out. Here it is. Stupid. Yeah, looks like no, only 97%. Which is actually sort of interesting. Okay, so here's sort of interesting. So I built 5,000 lineups. Okay?
Okay.
This is sort of interesting. Of the top 150, he's in 97%, but in all 5,000, he's in only 68%. Like the highest known guy, if I played 5,000 lineups, would actually be Cameron Payne, which is at least mildly interesting to me.
Yeah. I think I'm probably going to do it. I feel so weird about this decision.
What?
I just feel like something feels fishy.
Are you going to fade it?
And Giannis now is going to be mega chalk, right?
Who's going to be mega chalk?
Giannis, but what if he doesn't play?
Right. And we have anything on Washington yet? Nope. Right.
Yeah.
And what are we going to do if they, in fact, start Rashad Holmes?
Yeah.
Is he a better?
Oh, here we go. No, they started Kuzma.
They are?
Kiss starting also. Yeah, they started Kuzma at center. It's good. I mean, better. I think Kuzma's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Whoa. Molly. Relax.
So Giannis. Okay. What do I do here?
What is this tournament that I'm playing this thing? There's this $100 Super Showtime.
Yeah, I know it's a new one. I haven't really seen that. I kind of like it.
Exactly what it is, but
it's like the sort of like the FanDuel one, but like I think they're just like making it because there's the big tournament this tonight. I don't know. I'm not looking at it like Goga or Samanic. I haven't run into that one bit because center is pretty strong, and so I am not looking at Goga versus Samanic at all. I actually don't know what kind of build would get me to that,
And do we like Jaren? Do we like Jaren Jackson Jr. if he plays?
I like Jaren Jackson Jr. There's just so much to spend if you play this stuff. Like, I really don't think you need to. Okay, I'm making an executive decision for my main lineup. He'll be in a bunch of my other ones, but he's not going to make my main lineup.
Sounds good to me.
And that's that. Because I guess if you look at it, Samanic, him versus Samanic that way, well, no, never mind. This slate is getting the best of me already. Giannis. What happens if you do that? If you just do Goga, Giannis, end up with Goga, Giannis, Davis. I just like Fox so much tonight. Remember, like the problem is also Goga probably could get some form of closing minutes if there's a blowout. Like, I don't know. What minutes do they have him at? Like, projection is climbing. 23.49. That seems pretty close to accurate.
What kind of player is he, Goga?
He's active enough. Doesn't really do much offensively, but just rebounds and scores.
Oh, he doesn't. She's not the guy that doesn't shoot threes and stuff.
Wagner does. He doesn't really. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. These days, everybody seems to shoot. You also have like Dean Wade, who's only projected a little bit less coming up. Like if he's starting, like it's just so close. I mean, I think he's a better play than Samanic, but the problem is Samanic has the eligibility that I need. Oh my God, this is really, really tilting me. Sheets, what else did you get in terms of ownership on the rest of the guys in that game? Like, I mean, did you get too much of the Banchero pop up or
a little bit,
little bit of Kuzma too?
Yeah.
I like Abdi. I think Abdi is an interesting tournament play for what it's worth.
No, I mean, why not?
Yeah. I really like Koulibaly. I just don't know how I play him. And then I'm like, why do I need to play Chris Dunn? But at the same time, why do I?
You can use Chris Dunn for a little while. I mean, it's not till 9 o'clock.
No, it doesn't. No, but I can. I mean, so now I'm doing the chalky-ish build, playing Giannis and Davis. But then I only have I have 4 spots left in case I buys me some.
Wait, have they told you that Giannis is playing yet?
No, I'm saying that I want to keep Giannis in, and that's what my plan was with the 4 different things, the 4 guys later. I'm just playing. I'm just doing that. Like, I mean, honestly, like, how are you supposed to build lineups and not find him if you're playing Payne, Samanic, Goga?
Right. I mean, what are you doing it for, right?
Yeah, you're kind of like looking like you're playing him. I really liked my build before. Giannis.
All right, I'll give everybody a hint. So this way, I promise you right now, if I don't change my lineups, I'm going to be theoretically live till the very end. Because right now, my big buy-in has Austin Reeves in it.
Oh my God!
I'm not saying it's going to necessarily be that way at the end of the day,
Right.
but that's what it is right now. So I could, the live sweats comps, I can say all I need is Austin Reeves get 104 points, and I'm in business. But I'm going to go because Stacy's back with food.
Okay.
I will see you later. See you guys in a little.
All right. Yeah, I'm probably going to get out of here as well and finish my builds. Good luck to everybody tonight. Hope you guys crush it. I'll see you hopefully as a millionaire tomorrow.